Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. My name is Hannah, and this is my channel, Hannah Stitching, and it's all about cross stitch, and with, I guess, a guest appearance of our new cat, Zoomy. We got him back in February, so he's still pretty new to the family. But he's a little cutie. I have a bit to talk about. I'll talk a little bit life, I think after, so we'll just start kind of just jumping in with the cross stitch. This month I had 2 finishes. Yay. I'm super excited about that. So I will show you those first. My first finish is from Fine Frog Stitching, and it is the Plants and Petrichor Sal. This was a stitch along from last year. The fabric is from Witch's Garden Craft. I forget what it was called, but it was the called for fabric, and it is absolutely beautiful. So I did a lot of stitching on this. I think I did around, I want to say around 5,000 stitches into this to get it finished. My plan was to get it finished so that I would have, one of my rules for this year is that I have to finish a stitch along in order to start a past stitch along in order to start a new stitch along. And for those of you who don't know, but most of you probably do, Lola Crow is new stitch along starts in April. So I needed to finish a stitch along in order to start that. And then I guess for anybody who's new, this year I am working on, it's technically 27 whips, but I'm kind of just considering it 26 for 2026. The 27th project is my just year-long like book tracker, essentially, but I did not work on that this month. So with the finish of that, I had been working on some other projects, which you'll see a little bit later, and my son, he saw one and he's like, "Is that for me?" And I'm like, "No, it's my mini T-Rex attack." And he was like, he was a little disappointed. So I asked him, I'm like, "Do you want me to, stitch you something?" And he got really excited about that idea. I'm like, "Hey, you want something kind of small that I finish quickly, or something big that takes like a really long time?" And he said something small. So we went on Etsy and I let him pick out a pattern, and he picked out, it's called Carnotaurus, and it's by Nadezhda Mashtakova. I'm not sure who like the Etsy shop is. Here's like that information. And I'm gonna try to remember to put a picture of what it was supposed to look like up here, because I did change it ever so slightly. It's still my Q-snap my Nerge, because I literally just finished it before starting this. So here he is. The butterfly is what I changed. It was supposed to be like this really light yellow into a really dark orange. And because the fabric is so yellow, and I did let him pick out the fabric too. I gave him a few options that I thought would look good. And so because of that, I changed it to pink, because that is currently my son's favorite color. So this was it's pretty small, but it was still quite a bit of stitching. There's a lot of this is blends, so a lot of blending. So yeah, super cute. So I'm gonna get this framed ASAP so that I can go up on his wall. And the fabric is 18 count. I forget what it is. It's from Bestitch Me. So those are my two finishes. So start and a finish, yay. So that makes 7 finishes so far for the year, which pretty happy about. I wasn't expecting to have quite so many finishes so fast. So now onto the rest of what I have been stitching. I think I'm gonna do my non-full coverages first, and then we will move on to my full coverages. Do I have here a note? Maybe? Okay, I didn't print out a thing of that. Okay, sorry. I was trying to figure out if I had a printout. So my first one is Moana. I believe it is Abby Sue Designs. Let's see here. Yep, Abby Sue Designs on Etsy. And this is what it's gonna look like. And I have this on just a really light blue Aida that I dyed, that I think is 18 count. So before I had to stitch a Carnotaurus, she was kind of in the running for a finish because she's pretty small, but alas, she got pushed to the wayside. But that's okay. I still got some pretty good progress on her. I believe I just did a lot of filling in of the face and then bringing the hair down. I don't remember if I finished this month or last month. So that's where I'm at on that one. I don't know how she is going to fit into next month's plans, if at all, but I will get to that in a little bit. Alright. Next up is Selkie by the Primitive Hair. She also did not get a ton of stitching this month. She was also one that I am hoping to finish sometime soon-ish. My big goal for her was, because I was running out of one of the fancy flosses, was to make sure that I had enough for her tail and to finish the word Selkie. And I will have enough. So I have all the green in the tail done, and most of the S done. There's supposed to be some seaweed over here that has some, it's probably going to be in the other green, because I will not have enough for that. So this is where I'm at. I still need to pick this out. But yeah, and this is on, I think, a natural 14 count Aida that I got at Joann's once upon a time. Just forgot to put this back. All right. The next is Fox the Red by Nimue. I believe that's how you say that. And that is this one. This was a New Year, New Start, I think 2 years ago. And it is on a light blue Aida that I got from, or not Aida, I think it's Even Weave, that I got from Joann's once upon a time. And I actually got some pretty good progress. So I had to pick out some stitches in here because I realized I had done them in the wrong color, so I fixed that. And then I just did a lot of fill-in and bringing stuff up. So really happy with my progress on this one. Especially because I only worked on it for, I think, one morning. So I got quite a bit of stitching done that morning. And I am doing that 2/2 full cross. And we'll do this one here. This is my leopard from the Big Cats like book thingy from Cross My Heart, and I am doing this one here, and I am doing it on black. I really like how that looks. So let's see here. Make sure I get this oriented right. You're not able to really see a ton yet, but this is where I'm at. And this, right? Yeah, this right here, this lovely little bit of black on black is actually one of his eyes. So we're getting there. Not really, but you know, decent progress. I'm happy enough with the progress. Again, I think I only worked on that like for a little bit, probably one morning. All right, then I have my spring dragon. This one is technically, I guess, full coverage. This is from, I'm just gonna butcher the name, right here, or, yeah, I got it on Etsy, and that is what it's gonna look like when it's all done. And I am currently, like up in here. And I am doing this on a, I think 16 count purple Aida that I dyed myself, right? Yeah, 16 count. And that's where I'm at. I also got, I want to say like somewhere between 300 and 400 stitches on this. So not too bad. This one also has a lot of blends. All right. I think, yep, now we're on my full coverages. So I have been playing Milestone Manor, which is by Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and I really enjoy it. It's really forcing me to get stitches on some of these projects. So I'm going to start with the ones that I was working on for that first. I haven't really talked too much about Milestone Manor, so I'm just going to kind of, go over it just a little bit. So let's see here. Where is my... So I am just using the floor plan that she provided, just for ease. So in my entry, I have my stocking, and then these are the other rooms that I have available to me. We only start out with, 6 rooms, and I believe we have to get 7 hit points. 6 hit points, and I have to start over in my entry, and I need 7 experience points to level up and be able to, open up potentially a new room. So I did mostly work in my stocking for this because I am very close to finishing some things that would give me a decent amount of experience points with like page finishes and stuff. Unfortunately, I have not finished this round. I've been trying to do a round a month, which means that I'm working through like 6 rounds. So usually my stocking gets, you know, a decent amount of stitching along with with the other whips that I have on here. But unfortunately I only did 4 rounds this month, just trying to get my 2 finishes. Liv, get. Go lay down. Go lay down. He's standing on my, he's mad because my projects are where he normally sits. So he's a little annoyed about that. How you play is you go into your room, you roll 3 dice to get the total amount of stitches that you're going to be putting into your project. You put those stitches in, and then your whip is essentially like defeated, and then you can move on to the next room. So because my entry is my stocking, that is where I start each round, just trying to get lots of progress on that. So thanks to my stocking though, or thanks to this game though, I did put about, I think it's like 1,900-ish stitches into my stocking. And I am doing Walking as One, or Walk as One by Jody Bergsma. So I'm doing this, and I'm doing this for my son. I had hoped to be like at 50% last year, but that didn't happen. So now I'm just trying to get as much done as I can this year. I am currently I've currently done 21,001 stitches. You okay, bud? He sometimes has like coughing fits. He's got some lumps and stuff that I think irritate him when he lays down too long. So this is where I'm at. I think, yeah, okay. So this is, 21,001 stitches, and I am 20.12% complete. There is 104,392 stitches. So I am super excited because I am almost done with this row of pages. So there's like 2 and some pages. Like there's a partial page over here and a partial page over here. But like right in here, so I finished over here. You can see this is the bottom of the page. There's like 3 rows or 3 squares or whatever, where is the page cut off. So I'm really excited because we're actually seeing antlers coming in, which is really exciting. We can see Santa's like staff coming in, so really cool. So this is actually what I'm going to be working on next for Milestone Manor, and I'm really sad because I only have to put in 180 stitches. So my first roll for this was 900, my second was 800, and now my third is going to be 180. So that is probably honestly what I'm going to be working on next. So that might come out yet later today. The next thing I worked on was my big cats. I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, big cats. And I had to put 1,000 stitches into that. This is Big Cats by Jerry LaFaro. And this one was actually a freebie from Heaven and Earth, Once Upon a Time, and I am starting and working in the lion's face. So the lion's face is about the center point, and I wanted to see, you know, how the cat's faces were gonna look, because it's not a small piece. So I wanted to make sure that I was gonna be happy with, you know, the amount of detail and stuff. So I currently have 2,644 stitches, putting me at 0.60%. And this piece has 440,400. So that's where I'm at. So the lion is looking really good. Oh, and all my full coverage projects I'm going to be showing you are on 28 count 2/1 tent. So yeah, very happy with how he's looking. The page bottom is going to be down here, and I'm working over here. So hopefully soon we're going to see some of that water from the waterfall coming in. I think it's just a few stitches out from over here. So yeah, I really enjoy this one. All right. And then the last one I worked on for my Milestone Manor was my mini T-Rex attack. Which is right here, by David Penfound, and I am doing the max color version, charted by Heaven and Earth. And I am pretty close. Oh, cool. I am pretty close to a page finish on this one as well. So I'm hoping that next month I will get that page finish. So this is where I'm at, and as you can see, I am working down in here, and right down here is where this page ends. From a distance, it looks really good, and my son is very excited about this one. He keeps asking me when it's going to be done. This piece is extremely confetti heavy. The amount of single stitches and like this page in particular is a lot. I am not looking forward to going down to the bottom of this piece, which is the next bit here. It's only a partial page, but there's a lot of confetti, so not super stoked about that. But I'm gonna go down after I finish this off and do that way. Hopefully by the next time you see this, I will maybe have found the bottom of this piece. So I am at 26.10%. I've done 16,315 stitches out of 62,500 stitches. This is not gonna like go in my son's room. It's gonna be going in my hallway, but I think I'm gonna try to make a very strong effort to work on getting this finished. It's fairly small for a Heaven and Earth. It's only 62,000 stitches. So I think I'm gonna try to make a very strong effort so that I can see this one done and make Marlon happy. I know he'd love to have this hanging up where he can see it every day. All right, so that was my whips for my Milestone Manor. And I think I have a few more projects to show. But I think April, my plan is to put a lot of more effort into my milestone manner. I would really like to do more of a full coverage April and work. I think I really want to try to work primarily, if not almost exclusively, on my full coverages. You might see Moana or Selkie next month because they're paper charts, and sometimes I forget to charge my tablet, and so I sometimes need to work on a paper chart while I wait for my tablet to charge. So we'll see. All right, next I will show my A Mermaid's Treasure, which is Max Color, artwork by Amy Stewart. I put, I think, around eight-ish hundred into this. I am working over in here. So you can see there's a little bottle right there. I decided to go down and find that bottle. And all of those pages are just partial pages. And I don't know if I mentioned, I'm doing the Max Color version of this. There's not a ton to see because I did move my Q-snap on this, because I am trying to work down to the bottom. So I've been working in here. There's that bottle. And then I've been doing, there's been a decent amount of confetti stitches, so I would do some stitches down in here, and then if I still had leftover colors and there was some up here, then I would go and fill it up there. I am hoping to do a bit of work on this in April as well. Today is March 30th, so I'm hoping to get some decent progress in on this next month as well. It unfortunately is not in my milestone manner yet, but it is one of my favorite projects. Let's see, I am 6.50% complete, and I've done 29,764 stitches out of 457,600 stitches. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do, if I want to go like follow this down and just go down to the bottom. There's a treasure chest I really want to get to, or if I'm going to continue to just fill this in so I'm not stuck with a bunch of background later. I guess we'll have to see what I do next month. But I'd really love to throw in, I don't know, maybe get it to 30,000 stitches, I don't need that many to get to 30,000, so hopefully maybe like 30 some thousand. All right, next one is in my milestone manner, but I did not work on it for milestone manner. I go to a stitchy meetup once a month, or I try to anyway, at my local, it's actually the kind of one of the like local senior centers, but great group of ladies, so I like to go there. It's once a month on Monday nights, and I have been bringing my mini Viking Beauty by Sherry Gerhardt, and that's this one here, and I am up on this page here, and she is one of my favorites. I really love this project. And that's where I'm at. So making pretty good progress. I am currently 7.6%, and I've done 5,878,000 out of 83,200. I'm a little saddened by my plans, but I do think it's going to be for the best. I think in April, so most, I think most heids, like a page is around 8,000 some stitches. So being I have over 5,000, I think my goal for this is I am going to try and get the page finish in April. I'm going to try really hard to get that page finish, and then unfortunately I think I am going to put her away. I have a lot of full coverages, and I have a lot of full coverages that have just a couple hundred stitches. So as much as it's probably gonna make me sad to put this away, I would really like to pull out another full coverage that needs some love. So I'll be pretty happy with, you know, a page finish. I've already got a couple projects in mind that I know are that haven't been touched since the day I started them, and they have a few hundred. All right. The last project I worked on was my Epic Pokemon by Lord Libidin, and I am doing Gen 2. And I am working down in here. I don't know how many stitches I put in. I want to say like 400 maybe, around 400. And that's where I'm at. So did a lot of filling in of this guy, filling in over here, and then just a tiny bit down in here. I am currently at 4.83%, and I have completed 5,564 stitches out of 115,200 stitches. So yeah, really enjoying this one. So that is everything that I worked on this month. Hopefully in April I will be getting a lot of stitching done. There is a retreat that I found out about like a week ago, I think. That's in April. That's happening very close to my house. So I signed up for that, and it's from Needle Bling Designs. They are on Facebook. And it is April 20, what is it? April like 23rd or 24th. So it starts Thursday, and then it goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and for a couple hours on Sunday. So my plan is I'm gonna go Thursday night after I get off work, and then I will be able to spend all of Friday and Saturday there. And like I said, it's super close to my house, so it's really nice. I can just go home to sleep and then just go again in the morning. Friday morning I'll have to wait till I send my kid off to school, but the husband will be there to pick him up and all that, so that'll be good. So very excited about that. I haven't fully decided what projects I'm gonna bring. I might save my Viking beauty for around that time, just because she does have a full, I believe she is fully kitted out in floss, unless I pull out another one and fully kit that, because I get the bug to, you know, finish stitching her. So we'll see what happens. Very excited about that. I'm not gonna be pushing for any finishes in April, aside from hopefully some page finishes, which they're gonna be counted as like their own finishes at the end of the year, because, well, if you stitch full coverages, you know what an accomplishment a page finish is. So so those are kind of my plans. Like I said, hopefully just a lot of full coverage stitching, which I'm very excited about. I have one full coverage out of my 26 that I haven't even touched yet this year, which is my Freebie Harmony. So I would really love to get some stitching done on this one. I absolutely love this one. So I'd really love to get some stitching done on that. I think I'm fairly, I don't have quite I don't think I have quite half a page finished. I'm actually not sure what's going on here. So hopefully I can get some work done on that. And then I have, let's see what other, but I guess I'll just do a quick show you what full coverages I currently have out that I could work on. So you saw my stocking, and then I have mini Blu-ray, which I only have 3,332 stitches on. So I would love to get some work done on that, and that is by Leah Roche. And then I have my Green Goddess. I think those are the only full coverages that I have currently for my 26 whips. So I would love to get some work done on her. Oh, sorry, I have my Quick Stitch Museum bookshelf by Amy Stewart as well. This is on my Milestone Manor though, so maybe we'll see. I'm not very far on this one. I don't even have 2,000 stitches yet, so those are the kind of potential projects I could be working on. Obviously, I will also be starting the Lola Crow sale when that starts. But yeah, so really excited about that. I was debating if I wanted to talk about this. If you're not political or, whatever, that's fine. This is the end of my stitching. But for those of you who, watch my last Flosstube and, know, kind of know where like Minnesota is at, with ice and everything else going on. I just wanted to kind of talk about the No Kings protest, which I'm hoping that a lot of you have hopefully heard about. Maybe some of you even attended. I did attend my local rally here in St. Paul, and I know a lot of people have been like really disheartened, and it weighs on a lot of our minds, which it's a lot. But I just kind of wanted to, after going to the rally, I just kind of wanted to say, kind of throw out that how amazing it was to watch my community and communities around the globe come together. We had a lot of mixed numbers as to how many attended St. Paul. There was somewhere between 100 and 200,000 people that showed up in St. Paul that day. And it was amazing. And I think what's so amazing about it is so many of us are, there's so many different walks of lives. There's so many, even just different political views. And to see us all just come together was really amazing. It was really amazing. And it's one of those things that just, I feel like really gives me hope for the future of my state, for the future of our country. For those of you who may not know, there was over 3,100 protests here in the United States and around the world. There was a protest on, I think, every continent for No King's Day, which I don't know about you, but that is insane. That is that is an insane amount of people that have come together in a day to show support for our country, for Iran, and just for all the absolute and utter bullshit that is going on right now. So I just wanted to say this as just like, because for me this was such like just a little bit of, it was so uplifting. It was just a little bit of a glimmer of hope, I guess, to see the magnitude in which this event had on the world and on my community. I know here in Minnesota, and I think nearly every town on many, many street corners, there were people out protesting, and it was just, it was an amazing thing. We were also lucky enough to have some fairly, we had Bernie Sanders, which was really cool. So he came and, gave his usual spiel, which was really fun to be able to, hear him. And we had, I forget who it was, which is ridiculous because, oh my God, just quick interlude. Library Cats by Amy Stewart has been released, and I am stoked. I'm gonna go buy that as soon as I'm done with this. But God damn it, I can't start it. I need another finish before I can start something. Oh, that's so depressing. Trying to figure out. I feel like an idiot because I cannot remember who the hell was singing, because he's like stupid famous. I'll put it down here probably. But anyway, so it was just really cool. If you are interested and if you have the like mental capacity for it, go and look up your local, see if you have a local 50501 chapter, an indivisible chapter, and find out if there's any local action you can take, whether that be, going to a protest, using 511 to make calls to your state representatives, or any other action. A lot of times, like, those two have things that, you can do that you can help with your community. I know a big one has been, bringing food to people who have been too scared to leave their homes, or, some parents are, bringing kids whose parents are too scared to leave home to their school. You can see if, there's anything. Like I said, I find it, after going, it lifted me up so much, and it's a small thing. It's a small thing that, yes, in the grand scheme of things, is probably not going to make a huge difference. But it reminds you you're not alone. And I think that's really important for everyone, is to remember that we are not alone in this. That we are not the only ones who are sitting here, losing ourselves in our stitching, or in, whatever other tasks we're doing to just kind of dissociate from what is happening. So it was really nice. I am going to leave it here. I am going to throw just a couple of pictures up from the protest that I took. So you know, maybe I'll have them scattered throughout as I talk. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do that. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and happy stitching, and I'm now going to go buy a library of cats. So, bye!